Okay, everyone, that was fun. Full speed ahead. I am Layla from Victoria, BC. Great friends with Ricia Adair. Helped her move to Mexico. You'll hear more about that later. Anyhow, I'm excited to be back in the swing of things. I was in Italy all summer and just got back from my 50-year reunion, so ready to play. Really excited to introduce our president, Ricia Adair. She's a former small business trainer and film producer on videos A to Z on home based business. So if you don't think we got the best and the best, well, wait till you hear tonight's story. She's climbed 13 ranks in 7 months. She's currently number 43 in the world and number 23 in North America. But guess what? She's also number 5 in Canada. So I'm honored and always happy to play with Risha. So take it away, Risha. I'll keep letting people come in. We'll have a full house tonight.
Thank you very much, Layla. And wow, we've got a wild bunch. This is exciting. We've got coast to coast. I noticed a few new people came in. If you're American, will you please put USA in the chat? And then I'll know to include different slides specific to our American audience. Otherwise, I'll focus on the Canadian slides. Layla, you can watch that and let me know, please. And I'm going to get this show underway. Just about to share my slides. Give me a moment, please. There you see my flamingo party ideas. Come on down for a great party, November 8th at my house, at Mike's house. Come on down. So, are we seeing the slides?
We're seeing Welcome to Winnipeg right now, but we don't
That's
want to
what
go
you.
there. We want to go to Manzanillo.
It,
Sorry.
it was -3 this morning, and by the time I got to walk the dog of the house, it was -1. I'll tell you, I had to go and get a new winter coat when I landed in this town. You're right, Layla. It's not Manzanillo. This is beautiful Winnipeg, and I'm excited to be here. It is my hometown. I get to work with Wendy and Carol and see my family. So things are really, really fun. I'll be here for the next 3 weeks, and I'll be able to share the business with many Winnipeggers. So keep that in mind. And that's me and Mr. Bear at the airport. I couldn't resist. I am Canadian. I live in Manzanillo, Mexico. And tonight I want to share with you a model for health and a model for wealth. Many of us here are interested in knowing how we can feel so much better, how we can have more energy, sleep better, lose those extra pounds. And many also want to cushion that little picnic basket with what I call beach money. So let's talk about both tonight, and you may take some of it for you or all of it for you. And I just hope that you really invite PartnerCo into your life, because these products are truly a game changer. Our motto is to power health and prosperity around the world. So very true. We're going to talk about having a global market right at your doorstep. But first, if I may share a little about my story. We moved, my husband, Mike, and I, who's actually one of our guest speakers tonight, into this beautiful dream home of ours. It's a mini boutique resort, Casa 700 Mangoes. It's a real silly name. And if you want to know about the story, you just have to come. We'll have dinner upstairs and I'll tell you the whole story. But we're based on the hill in Manzanillo. You can see with the arrow.
Doesn't work.
And this was everything for us. It was the dream. But do you know what happened? Our dream cost us a whole lot of extra money that we didn't count on. We had a very small nest egg, several $1,000s. And because the house was left unattended for 5 months, and you throw in tropics and you wet and humidity into that slogan, I'll tell you, it ends for a catastrophic ending. So we went through our thousands of dollars of our nest egg very, very quickly in the first 6 weeks, getting ready for Layla and her family actually to come and spend the winter with us. And as we're running a hotel, we didn't have a clue. We didn't have a clue about how to run a boutique resort, but we learned quickly. Throw into the mix, our lawyer actually stole $23,000 from us in our closing costs, prohibiting us from getting title. So that ended up to be a very expensive adventure. I had to find another $23,000. And 2 days after I got the news about this story, I ended up in my entire torso covered in shingles. And then I had a UTI that lasted for 4 months, a couple of dog bites that ended up badly infected. I was in a bad way. I was in a really bad way. I walked the beach, I swam the ocean, and no matter how many times I went up and down our stairs, I still was gaining weight rapidly. Probably part of that, I was a bit on the depressed side and I was eating a lot of desserts, 2 a day, as a matter of fact. Totally hooked on sugar, pies, ice creams, cinnamon buns, you name it. It was all in my fridge. I said, Mike, I got to talk to the doctor. I'm going to call Dr. Tom. So I gave Dr. Tom a call and I said, Doctor, this is what's going on. I can't lose any weight. I'm depressed. I've got these infections. He did some research, called me back in a couple of days, and he says, Ricia, without a doubt, you have a clear case of FFB. Mike asked the doctor, whatever could that be, Dr. Tom? And he says, fat, frumpy, and broke. Your wife is fat, frumpy, and broke. And then came that magic call, April 17th, 2024, that changed my life. Chris and Joni Budd, good friends of mine from Costa Rica, Canadians also, gave me a call. Joni probably saw a fat picture of me on Facebook and said, Ricia, you really need these drops. As I heard more about the drops, voice number one said, you need these drops. Voice number two said, you absolutely don't have any money for this. And voice number three said, find the money. I found the money to buy 2 boxes. And Joni explained to me about the system of growth, a simple posting system. All I had to do was copy and paste all the many, many testimonials of people who before me had had great success with this product. So that's what I started to do. My drops arrived. Mike took a picture of me holding my drops. I posted something silly. And the day one of posting on April 22nd, you could see in the lower right corner, 59 comments. 59 comments from a silly picture, of which resulted in 20 new customers and 6 new brand partners that joined my team. This ended up being over 1,100 people in my family over the last 17 months. I now knew that I could set some goals. My first goal was a 5-figure before September 1st. I accomplished it July 15th. So again, I started April 22nd, folks. This is how quickly that this plan can work for you and change your life. You're going to hear about my health testimonial in a moment too. But then I thought, I'm going to start setting my 1-year goals because I now have a vehicle, and having the hotel, we needed so many things to get done on the property. In 7 months, that magic month of November, all of the 1-year goals got accomplished. New appliances in the villas. Can you mute the lines, please, Layla? Thank you. Watch the new people coming in for me, please, Layla, and mute them right away. That would really help me. Thank you. New appliances in the villas. We now have our beautiful housekeeper, Sarah, that I love to bits. And, you know, I just love that fridge. Oh, my God. We brought in the paint crews and painted all these wonderful, splashy Mexican colors. New Echo air conditioner systems in all the villas. Also, Mike now has his beautiful Vento 300 motorcycle. A new pergola on the pool level, which was critically important as it was rotting and to the point of danger. So that was a $5,000 investment to get that one rebuilt. And then along came December 24th, a minor earthquake that caused our pool to fail, and 6 more that came along that confirmed the situation. We had guests coming in January 2nd. I had to make that phone call to tell them, hey, we're really excited about seeing you, but guess what? The pool's not working. Well, we were able to expedite a crew that came in, hurried up, redid the pool, did the repairs, and enhanced it with beautiful lights. We were able to celebrate our pool reopening party on January 14th. So I'm not saying all of this to impress you, but more so to impress upon you that if it hadn't been for my partner co-income, we would have lost the business side of our hotel. We wouldn't have been able to continue, and we would have had to close down the villas. That is how grateful I am for this income, because it went from Ricia being very broke, not being able to afford 2 boxes, to incredible changes financially in my life, in our lives, in just a very short period of time. Then I got the email about Punta Cana that I had earned a 5-star diamond vacation in a beautiful resort. They paid for everything. Partner Co spoiled us rotten, including all the adventure, the zip lining. Oh my God, I was so scared to step off that platform. All the food, the welcome parties, the drinks, everything that one could possibly want in a beautiful, beautiful vacation. Made a lot of great friends. There was 178 of us, and about half of us were only in the company less than a year. So we've got a trip coming up. You'll hear about it soon. And that means you could certainly be qualified to join us on that next trip. Let's talk about some health changes. I was full of inflammation. I was full of infection, and I felt really dumpy. In just 13 days, there was terrific changes in my body. And in 90 days, this is the transition that had happened. Mike was away for the better part of the time when I was taking my drops. When he came back from 4 months in Canada, he said, "Who are you and what have you done with my wife?" Because the transition was that terrific. I was just at Kingfisher Resort in Courtenay area just recently, about 4 days ago, with friends, including Wendy, who took the picture on the left. That's what I looked like the last time I was at Kingfisher. And you could see the changes. All of these changes happened for me in 90 days, from size 18 to size 8. I feel so great. I have the most terrific amount of energy. I feel like I'm 35 again. I sleep like a baby. I no longer have owies in my fingers, toes, and plantar fasciitis in my heels. I've lost a whole bunch of weight. I feel, well, I've got my mojo back. And ever so grateful to Darren and John, these two fellows. They're the owners of our company. They won the founding team of the year. They had come together and purchased 5 companies, all of them having financial hardship, but offering amazing, stellar products to their customers. They bought everything. They bought the companies, the rights to the products, the infrastructure, the global systems, and they turned it into what we call Partner Co, because we are all partners, simply better together. I want us to address right now a problem that you and I are looking at that our grandparents did not see. It is a 21st century problem, including systematic poisoning in the foods we eat, the water we drink, the chemtrails, the air we breathe, and what we put on our skin. Throw into the mix the proliferation of sugar in all our food products and the fact of most of what we eat today is not even food anymore, but food-like products. So what does that happen? It contributes all to hormonal imbalance. Leptin, insulin, ghrelin, and cortisol are just few of the hormones that influence our appetite, metabolism, body fat distribution. People who are obese have hormone levels that encourage the accumulation of body fat. So if you're wondering, I'm going to the gym, I'm hardly not eating anything, and I'm still not losing weight, it's probably because you're out of balance. When I first saw this chart, I confirmed that I was easy 9 or 10 of all of these symptoms: mood swings, low libido, headaches, night sweats, food cravings, hot flashes, acne, insomnia, fatigue, tiredness, weight gain. If you have 1 to 3, even if you're a brand partner before you started the drops, or if you're a guest, if you had 1 to 3, please put 3 in the chat. If you had up to 7, put 7 in the chat. And if you had up to 10, put all 10 in the chat, please. Most often, I see people from 7 to 10. Again, no matter how much you go to the gym and curb back on your carbs and everything, there's still going to be that imbalance happening in your body, and we need to get back into balance. Thank heavens for these fabulous products that we have that include balancing your hormones, healthy weight loss, fabulous energy. That poor little doggy could hardly keep up with me today because I was just speed walking, man. Your gut health, collagen, better sleep, better athletic performance. We have an amazing team of scientific experts led by Dr. Ray Strand. He's world renowned for his many books on preventative and wellness medicine. Dr. Joshua Plant is under his wing. He has a PhD in biomedical sciences, the first and only one, to my knowledge, that graduated from Harvard with honors in only 3 years. Brett West is a master on the Noni product. He's our senior director of R&D. We have Dr. Xinjing Deng. We have all PhDs, so many amazing people. Barbara Cox-Lovesey, she was actually a skating champion back in her day when she grew up in Canada. And so many scientists coming together to go over those quality tests to impress that these products of what we say they are, the integrity and the value and the quality, is exactly what you're going to get when you open that bottle. There's over 215 published studies. I'd like to take a moment to introduce to you the fellow in the bottom right. His name is Dr. Alberto Pina. He is one of the world's leading gastrointestinal doctors. When he holds seminars, the doctors in the auditorium are taking notes when he speaks. He's a master at what he does. He's close to my neck of the woods in Mexico City, and he actually created our fabulous, world-renowned probiotic product. What excited me was that I could be in a small little office in Manzanillo. Thank goodness I paid my Wi-Fi bill that month. And we're able to do business in 50 countries. You can easily learn our system of growth in 20, 30 minutes. You're going to see how easy it is to copy and paste. Someone from Italy might respond to one of your posts, ask about the drops, click on the flag. You see, indeed, we have the drops in Italy. You send her a smart link. She buys the product. The European office fulfills the order, and you get paid the following Friday. It is that transparent. There are no tax numbers, international application forms. You have access to 50 markets. In other words, you can truly make money while you're sleeping. Because guess what? We have products that everybody wants. I'm going to introduce just a few of my favorites. The Skincerity Roll-On Breathable Skin Mask is the only of its kind in the world, invented by a team of dermatologists in 2005 for problem skin. Beautiful Marlene has donated this picture of her leg. She suffered greatly from eczema, constant scratching, hardly slept because of the discomfort. After rolling for just a few weeks, she's able to manage her situation. Adult acne, the stretch marks, signs of aging, rosacea. Have a look at this fellow's surgery and his surgical scar in 14 days, how much more improved it became. Last time I was in Winnipeg, my sister had just come off some serious medicine, some chemo medicine, and her hands were raw. The palms of her hands and the palms of her feet were red, raw. We massaged her palms, feet and hands with the Skincerity, and overnight they went pink. And it was manageable for her to actually be able to walk comfortably on her feet. It's a wonder product. Noni is the third product that I bought in my repertoire. Why? Because I heard Brett West talk for an hour about it, and I thought to myself, this is truly God's wonder. The Noni juice, first of all, it's the most efficacious superfruit in the world. It takes an amazing team of scientists to be able to produce it into a bottle or into a travel pack and have it taste good. It promotes overall health and wellness, a healthy immune system. It boosts your energy and endurance. How about going up and down those stairs, in and out of the car, or on and off the airplane with ease, with greater mobility? I call it my army of soldiers that protects my body. Before I was getting on the plane, one of my flights is, I haven't been home since Dallas, by the way, guys. I've been on a lot of airplanes, and I superdose this Noni before I get on an airplane, because it protects me against any of those nasty bugs that are flying around. Our Nutri line, created by doctors, backed by science, probiotics. It has a healthy strain of 15 pro and prebiotics, including billions of strains inside the bottle. It's a slow release capsule, healthy gut, healthy second brain, right? It also is a patented bottle that protects the product from any kind of heat damage, which is very important, especially for us travelers. Omega Q for your brain, for your heart. Rejuvenex for your energy. In Mexico, we call it the Amplify. It is for energy and for your brain as well. Optimal M and Optimal V. M for minerals, V for vitamins. For your eyes, your lungs, your bones, your muscles. It covers everything. Benali is a best-selling product in Europe, in France, and China, because it is meant to tighten your skin. I also take it to superdose when I'm going on these airplanes, because it's loaded with an organic grapeseed extract, high quality, and lots of vitamin C. So it protects me, again, from any possible invasion. And the MOA was the second product I bought. Why? Because I complained about aches in my fingers and toes in my lower back, and recently said to me, Ricia, on your paycheck, your first paycheck, you need to get the MOA. It is a liquid nutrition of 36 superfoods, all of these coming from rare tropical destinations. They come together in a delicious liquid nutrition. And what it does is targets towards pain and inflammation. This lady had a really serious situation with her ankle after a surgery that went south. In just a few days of consuming the MOA, her feet went back to pretty feet. And guess what? I'm out of MOA right now. My shipment should be here. I don't know. It left Ontario in the truck this morning. So how long does that take to drive to Winnipeg? I'm sure hoping it arrives by tomorrow or the next day. But I'm noticing a week without my MOA that the achies are coming back. So this is liquid nutrition. It's like eating an apple today, getting the benefit today, right? So this is something that I will have for life, and I can hardly wait till the truck gets here. Now, in our program with the drops, we're going to talk about a low glycemic food plan so that you can not only get super, super healthy, but also encourage your weight loss. Well, every now and then you're going to want to go to that Italian restaurant, Uncle Harry's birthday party. I'd like to introduce to you Sugar Stop. It is a sugar and carb blocker that blocks a good percentage of the sugars from spiking your blood so you can have the occasional treat. Advantage, wow, I love this product. Those love handles that were hanging on, well, the Advantage is the answer. It increases your metabolism and burns calorie 10 times more, gets leaner faster. It reduces the stubborn visceral fat around your waist and your hips specifically. It activates fat burning cells in your own adipose tissue and helps prevent weight regain following weight loss. It's amazing for energy. I love it. I love it. If you love Advantage, I want you to put in the chat Advantage. Now, this is my morning breakfast. Pure Nourish, 18 grams of pea protein, pure vegetable protein loaded with pre and probiotic, lots of minerals and nutrients. If all the food in the world should disappear tomorrow and you have clean water in your Pure Nourish, you will remain well nutrified. It has a pleasant taste. I happen to love chocolate, so I put the Power Boost in, which is the bag on the left called Cocoa in Mexico. And together that makes for such a great shake. I throw in my blueberries, all others. Giving Greens is our green drink. 2.5 pounds of efficacious greens, the kale, the spinach, the acai berry, the cinnamon. It tastes amazing. You can also put that in your shake. But everyone loves Slenderies. It's such a great meal replacement. Renew is our fountain of youth in a box. It helps combat the natural aging process to promote your youth and vitality. It has 2 international patents. It's a sachet. You put it in your water. Most people take it before bedtime. And what it does is teaches your body to open the pathways to create its own HGH. And what does HGH do for you? Improve body composition, increase bone mineral density, which is something we all need to be concerned about as we get older, improve quality of life, increase lean body mass, lower bad cholesterol, better heart health, and deep REM sleep. This is so important. You sleep so well with this. And I'm going to mention as well that it improves your libido action as well, too. So I've heard a lot of romantic testimonials with the Renew product. Just recently announced was the Max 2.0. Guess what? We don't drink enough water. And if we do drink too much water, it goes through us and we're washing away our natural electrolytes. The Max 2.0 is a fabulous, fabulous tasting drink. It replenishes electrolytes to restore balance, to help you drink your water, but it also doesn't wash away your electrolytes. It optimizes your body's hydration, supports healthy muscle and nerve function, and curbs that false hunger caused by dehydration. Everglow is another product that we just got introduced, and I love this taste. It's like fresh peaches off the tree. And already, Dallas was only about 3-4 weeks ago, and people are already coming in with testimonials since they were able to buy this product at a recent convention. It replenishes hydration and reduces and combats signs of age and UV damage, rejuvenates your skin, hair, and nails. It is a marine collagen with no shellfish, and yet the scientists created it to taste like peach. It's absolutely amazing. We all want to be forever young, so we need collagen as our building blocks from the inside to look young on the outside. Wow. And now this is a very serious statistic. The 3 countries, Mexico, Canada, and the USA, the 3 countries that we love, these countries are the most obese, overweight countries in the world. It's a serious fact. There's a lot of fast food. They conditioned us to be the gerbil on the wheel, to work, and eat fast, and hurry up and rinse and repeat and do it again. After a decade of doing this, we become ill and sick. And there's all the associated diseases connected to overweightness and obesity. We need help. That's it. We just need help. Cutting back and eating only boiled eggs or cabbage soup or grapefruit diet ain't going to do it for you. You need something first to get your body back into balance. And you need something that's going to help you curb those cravings for sugar and heavy duty carbs that aren't helping your situation. Now, I want to mention this. We have 3 formulas worldwide. I have had amazing experience with the Mexican formula. I've lost 34 pounds. There's many on this call with us tonight that have had amazing experience with the USA formula called Slenderies Accelerate. And there's many on this call tonight that have had amazing experience with the European and Canadian day and night drops. They are 3 different formulas, 3 different sets of ingredients, but all target towards the same results. And that is an amazing scientific team that can do that for us. What's it going to do for you is drop twice the weight as diet alone, clinically proven, doctor recommended, all natural, safe and effective, stimulant and hormone free. It's very simple. You take the drops, 15 drops at a time, underneath your tongue before you eat. And the night drops, you take it before you go to bed. It's that simple. It doesn't get more complicated than that, folks. And this is what you would like to expect. You're going to balance your hormones, enjoy that rapid weight loss, take your Vinali so your skin tightens, control the appetite, stop the sugar cravings, help with migraines, better sleep, improve libido, more energy, improve digestion, control mood swings, clarity and memory and brain fog, improve immune system, reduce inflammation, and so much more. My husband and I took an amazing trip about 4 or 5 weeks ago to the state of Guerrero in Mexico. And we went to a park called 1,000 Waterfalls. And our guide, Freddie, says we are going to climb up river in all this crazy, momentous water, and we're going to get to the mother of the waterfalls. We had about 14 waterfalls to climb up, and you can't see where your footing is, as you can see in the picture. First of all, I'm going to celebrate my 67th birthday coming up real soon. There's no way without these drops and the agility and the mobility and the youth that I feel would I have been able to do this. I felt so alive. I know Mike felt so alive. It was just such a thrill to be able to do this and to have the agility without those extra 35 pounds packing around. We change lives, folks. We give people their youth back, their experiences back. And I also celebrate this is my 533rd day without sugar. Don't want it, gone past it, never want it again. Over the last 14 years, we've sold well over 1 million bottles of the drops. And again, let's look at eating healthy, getting rid of the packaged foods and enjoying a good low glycemic food plan. Lots of proteins, lots of things. Our team in Parksville created this fabulous buffet. Everything on this table is on plan. We don't go hungry. It's not a fad. It's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. Exercise 15 to 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Walk fast, walk your dog, line dance, dance in the living room, whatever it takes. Drink your water 8 glasses a day. Make sure you have your max 2O to hydrate yourself and watch your body transform in 28 days or less. It's amazing. Katie here, her picture, less than 30-day transition. Yes, guys, you have hormones too. This is James Leponsi. The guy on the right looks like a younger brother of the dude on the left. Amazing changes in people. Sharon out of Port Alberni, double X down to a size 4. Dr. Crystal lost an entire person 6 years ago. Dale Rumming, no more emotional outbursts. She's transformed incredibly. Athletes have far better performance. And Tammy, if you look at the beautiful woman on the left, doesn't look like she needs to lose weight. But the girl on the right is 58 years old and she's become quite the athlete. So people continue to take the drops because they like how they feel when they take the drops. Julie Park was almost dead. She was extremely sepsis. She had a lot of problems, married to a doctor at that time under a lot of meds. She discovered the drops, and Julie Park is extremely young and vibrant. She's a mother of 5. Now, I'm not saying that our products heal or cure or anything like that. It's just coincidental that people just start to feel really good after they take our products. Sheila Peltier was a very sad story when she was on our call, celebrated in joy at the end after her testimonial. She explained she was on radiation and cancer and suffered greatly. She also gained a lot of weight from the medications. She was able to regain her joie de vivre and say goodbye to 25 pounds. Chris Bailey had Lyme disease and couldn't find any help anywhere. So the drops helped him. He also needs to get that jacket redone because he's lost all that weight. Our own Bo Dursovic on Vancouver Island talks about her hair becoming thick and healthy. Her nails are strong, healthy, and growing. Her skin is silky and smooth, and overall feeling of calmness. Selena, her A1Cs went way down. Her blood pressure went way normalized. So her doctor took her off several medications. She looks a lot younger and lost a whole lot of weight. Ashley celebrates no more night sweats and hot flashes. Lost 15 pounds. And her husband, Reese, he's the guy that told me about the MOA. He lost 65 pounds, kicked his addiction to Oreo cookies. My dear friend Cheryl Cook called me on Christmas Eve last year and says, Risha, I need these drops. Since Cheryl has had incredible changes, including a chronic cough that she would have to leave the room. She would be coughing so hard. The cough is gone. She's lost over 50 pounds. And when we were in Dallas trucking about, Lori and I, Cheryl was keeping up to us. It was amazing. Anne and Chad. Oh, I want to mention too, Cheryl danced across the stage celebrating her rank advancement in front of thousands of people. So again, what we have here is a lot more than just 20 pounds. Anne and Chad, between the two of them, lost 125. Chad is off of 12 medications. Leanne Boyd was experiencing serious hair loss. They wanted to put her on HRT. She said, no, I'm going to find something different. She saw a post, responded, has her beautiful head of hair back. A lot of great things in her testimony, including many pounds lost. Jerry Wyndham, 12 pounds down, no more acid reflux and no more trembles, including feeling a lot of high energy. And Sherry out of Nanaimo, down 40 pounds, and she suffered from fibromyalgia. She's feeling a whole lot better now. And my friend Colleen out of Nebraska, this transition happened for Colleen in less than 8 months. I need to get a new photo because I just saw her in Dallas and she's even tinier than that. My friend Gwen out of Alberta had serious fungus in her toes. In just a couple of months, she was able to go to healthy feet, and she had this fungus for years. Penny Toner suffered from colon cancer and was very sick. She had 5 operations and one after the other. She was in bed 16 hours a day. Her 88-year-old mom was looking after her. And Penny, after 2 months on the drops, she's back in the garden. Again, a huge transformation. Beautiful Barbara here. She celebrates going on 69 pretty soon, and she looks like she's in her 40s. Tiger Jasinski was very sick with COVID. He ended up being oxygen dependent. Through the various treatments, including the drops, he was able to release the oxygen machine. He's back in the gym bench pressing 400 pounds and lost a whole lot of weight too. Charlene up in Kitimat, British Columbia. She had fallen and hurt herself badly. Her boys wanted to put her into a care home in the city. And she says, I'm staying at my lakefront home. You can't move me. And I'm saying, Charlene, I need an after picture. So she took that after picture at Aquafit, and she's still in her lakefront home. Jane Storch said no to me 8 times. I didn't understand, so I just kept calling her. she couldn't even clasp her hands because her hands were so swollen. She's now down 54 pounds and kayaking on the lake. Jane is a different person. Nancy, the stories go on, guys. Nancy's story, you're going to sit there and have a Kleenex box because her story is absolutely amazing, from a serious autoimmune disorder, being overweight, the meds, everything, no energy, in a very sad state. And now she looks so dynamic. The doctor recently said, you know what, your test came back so good that I don't think you need me anymore. You're really doing good. Her husband, Wayne, lost his basketball, feeling so great. And James Scott, a good friend of ours in Qualicum, lost over 70 pounds. He's no more depressed. He wasn't a happy man. Now he loves his drops. No more Parkinson tremors and no more leg brace that he's worn for 2 decades. There's so many stories, guys. It's really hard for me to pick and choose my slides because after a year of doing these calls, I've heard over 1,000 live testimonies. And now I want to introduce to you my husband, because Mike has a great story too. So take a look at the before. I mean, he looks pretty darn good in the before, but he's going to tell you his story because there's some things that were going on the inside that you need to hear about. Mr. Mike Gibson, are you in the house with me tonight?
I am. Can you hear me?
Hi, honey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Good. Okay. Because I'm having to use my computer because yours failed utterly.
Okay.
So
Right.
I just wasn't. I've never used the microphone and the camera on this laptop before, so this is a first.
Okay,
So
we're good.
anyway,
We're good. So you finally listened to your wife and you started the drops.
yeah, inevitably, it's one thing that I've learned about being married to this woman is that no matter how many times I say no, in the end, I always do what she wants. It's just
Happy
a
wife,
thing.
happy life, right? So, Mike, you've lost weight. You feel so much better. All these things that you thought you had situations that you thought you would be settled with for the rest of your life. Let's hear from your story.
Well, there's a number of things. One of the most debilitating for me was I had acid reflux that was actually considered to be life-threatening for a while. And I was on prescription medication for 30 years. I was coughing up blood all the time, and it was very difficult to deal with. I couldn't sleep because the battery acid was coming up in my throat, and I'd choke on it during the night and gasp, and it was pretty bad. So anyway, Risha said, "Well, the drops are supposed to be really good for this." And I went, "Yeah, yeah, 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 yeah. I am the born skeptic." Okay. I've got a pre-med degree and I've got a physics degree. So a lot of this stuff I just wasn't getting it. But in any event, so I thought, okay, fine, fine. And so I decided I'd try it. So what was interesting is after a couple of weeks, I noticed that I hadn't had reflux in ever since I started the drops. So here I am months later, and I've never had reflux since. And for me, this is completely foreign. I couldn't have anything that was spicy. And of course, I live in Mexico. What are your chances of finding anything that's not spicy in Mexico? But now I can eat. I've got a giant, I mean, literally a 1 gallon jug of Frank's Red Hot, and I've gone through half of it in the last month. So yeah, I'm back on spicy food again. And back in something different. Back in 2005, I had a motorcycle accident. I hit a deer, killed the deer, and the deer almost killed me. And but one of the things I sustained an awful lot of damage in my left shoulder, and as a result of that, I had nerve damage down my left side, my left hand, my left arm, and it was impossible for me to say hold a coffee cup in my left hand because the hand was just like this. You couldn't take a picture of it. It was just a blur. So, and what was really interesting is that after a couple of months on the drops, I noticed this. This is the hand. And it was literally like this all the time. And now look, I could be a surgeon. And it's amazing the peace that I feel in it. It just feels so peaceful. So, and of course, inevitably, as a side effect of the drops, I also lost 30 pounds, which is good because I was up to 217 and now I'm down to 187, actually 186 and a half, which puts me within a half pound of where I was when I started in Victoria Police Department back in 1979. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Still got that one darned half pound to go, but I'm determined to get there and be back down to my 25-year-old weight and because I was working out every day. I was running 6 miles in the morning, 6 miles in the evening. I mean running, not jogging, every day back then. And that's what I was at. I was at 186, and I'm not at now at 186.7. So that's pretty darn close. And I figure within the next couple of weeks, I'll be down to that 186 mark, and that's where I want to stay because that was the healthiest time in my life was that weight. And when you think about it, what I was doing, what before I lost all this weight, and to the guys, this will mean something a lot. It's like carrying a car battery around in a band around your waist when you're walking up and down stairs. And now somebody's taken that car battery and put it back in the car. And now I'm not carrying it anymore. So that's my story.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. And so too, go up and down the stairs 3 times a day with that car battery, and you'll just really notice that your knees are not very happy, right? So release the car battery and your knees start to sing in joy. You also no longer have all that sugar in your several cups of coffee every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you moved away from that. That's amazing. That's great. And so, you're my partner. You've seen the money come in. You've seen the different um, periods of joy with partner co. How has that changed for you, knowing that you no longer have, the sole money earner to having to support me in the hotel and everything else? How does that feel?
Well, for the first time in my life, I'm not the only one making money. And in fact, after 42 years of policing with my various and sundry pensions, Risha's making more than I am
In a week.
in a week. Yeah. She makes more in a week than I make in a month. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. And I was really missing, like she mentioned the motorcycle, and I've been riding motorcycles since I was 16, and I'm 71 now, and I've never stopped. I did it professionally for 20 years. I couldn't bring my big motorcycle here. It would not have survived the Mexican roads. So she was kind enough to say, why don't we just get you a motorcycle here? So I ended up with this on-road, off-road, fully licensed, brand new Bento motorcycle, 300cc, and it will go anywhere. And I get to practice my riding skills and enjoy the fresh air when I'm blasting along beside the ocean. And I couldn't have done it without Risha's help and without Particle.
And all the great traveling we've done. We've got to move on. I see the clock is ticking through. Honey, thank you so very much for being part of our call tonight. So awesome. And I'm really happy that you're on the drops. Now I don't have to ask you to do that every day anymore.
I'm remembering.
So great. And let's move on to Selkirk, Manitoba, to Miss Colles. Lise, you can see the transformation. So we've got the first group of slides. Take a good look. And now the next group of slides. Wow. Lise, I am so excited to hear your story. Come on board, Lise.
All right. Hi.
And there you go. Look at you. My goodness, you go, girl. So how did you find out about the drops? Was it Suzanne that introduced you?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had run into Suzanne we were friends for over 20 plus years. I ran into her at Safeway one day and she said, "Oh, I was leaning over a shopping cart, my back was sore." And she said, "What, how are you doing?" I said, "Well, okay." And she said, "It looks like you lost a little weight." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I lost about 51 pounds on Ozempic."
Oh, okay.
In 2023, my husband passed away. By the time September came, I was 283 pounds. My doctor told me I had fatty liver disease and I was type 2 diabetic. He said, "Start Ozempic." I said, "No, give me a week. I'm going to Cuba. I'll tell you in a week." So I started it. I felt crappy all the time. I didn't have an increase in mood. I didn't have an increase in energy. I lost 51 pounds, but there was no guide to, oh, eat these type of foods. There was no support group saying, "Hey, you can do it." It was just take a needle once a week and spend $700 in 3 months.
Wow.
That's what it costs for it. Then Suzanne said, "Well, I know these drops. If you want to talk about it, we could start them." And I said, "You know what? I'll phone you. I'll let you know." And I'm thinking in my head, "Oh, this is just another gimmick." I thought because I've been through it my entire life. But she said, I added the prices up, and I said, "Wow, 300 and something for 3 months supply of Sunrise at the time." And Ozempic was over $700 for 3 months. I said, "Well, that's a no-brainer. I have to try it." I think my first month, the first 28 days, I think I lost, oh, geez, I must have been 18 to 20 pounds. Like I was 231 pounds when I started last October. It's actually a year this month that I've been with Partner Co. I've down to 180 now. And
Fantastic.
it took a whole year to lose 51 pounds on Ozempic.
Wow.
It took 4 months to lose 51 pounds on Slenderize.
Congratulations.
And the energy, it's phenomenal. When I first started, I couldn't walk 50 feet without being in pain. I had spine surgery in 2020, and I couldn't walk 50 feet without crying in pain. I couldn't cook a meal because it hurt to stand up. Well, I started the drops. I can walk between 7,000 and 10,000 steps in a day now. I do it every day. I have no pain cooking. I have energy. I just feel great. Just the only side effect is I lost weight. I feel great. I sleep amazing. And the sense of family and support that you get from everybody in Partner Co. That's a winner for me. So,
Absolutely.
I just love it. I
Great
absolutely love
community.
it.
Lise, thank you so much. What a beautiful, beautiful story. And maybe I can get on my bicycle and get out to Selkirk before I leave, because I just love to meet you face to face and give you a hug.
Well, we were thinking of coming to your event in Winnipeg.
Oh,
What I,
good, good.
I
Well,
can't
Wendy's on the
remember.
line. We're going to connect tomorrow, and
Sure.
let's stay in touch, and I can give you the
Yeah.
schedule.
Okay. Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Love
You're
to meet you
welcome.
and give you a hug
Nice.
face to face.
Oh, thanks. Me too.
Yet another amazing story. Another amazing story. So exciting. So let's make a decision and set yourself up for victory. It is absolutely possible with Partner Co. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. How do you get the drops? Well, you can certainly purchase retail, but you know what? I'm from Winnipeg, and nobody in Winnipeg buys retail. So why not become a brand partner in the United States? It's $29.95. In Canada, we like to pay a little bit more. Up here, it's $37.95. And that gives you brand partner pricing, which is 30% off. It also gives you all the tools. Should someone ask you, wow, you look so great, what are you doing? Well, for sure, you're going to tell them about the drops, and you'll have everything all lined up so you can receive your paychecks. I'm going to go back one slide here. And this kind of hit home in many ways recently. Somebody I know who's a tradesperson had seriously injured their elbow. They could not work until that elbow is healed, right? So how would you manage if that was you, dependent on the faculty of your hands, your arms, to be able to do your job? Or sadly, in Vancouver Island, several areas in Canada and the United States, there's fires were so bad that homes were evacuated, many homes burnt down. How would you manage if that was your situation? Or if your child or grandchild or your elder parents were so sick that they needed you for weeks? Or what if you were a kayak guide in Atlantic Canada, where the government came along and said, you're closed, no more people in the backcountry? Or the construction crews came along and ripped up right in front of your businesses, blocking access, your customers, or where you worked. All these businesses would have to close. Or what if you lost somebody very important to you that put you into grieving for 3 years? How would you manage? Would you be able to function? I'm getting a little somber here because I want to impress upon you that having a plan B is no longer nicety, it's a necessity. Back when I was growing up, a plan B was throwing the kids in the station wagon with the trailer and driving to Disneyland. That was our plan B, with that extra burning the midnight oil jobs that my dad had. But now you need to have that plan B in case of contingency, right? So let's talk about how you can make an income with Partner Co. It is so simple. I've never seen a business any more simple. Once you get it, it is so easy to go for it and keep getting it. It depends on your passion, your desire, your skills. But let's talk to you about a very simple system of turning drops into profits. First of all, again, as a brand partner, you will enjoy 30% off in the many, many products that we have. And that's awesome. It's really good to get wholesale. We do have some American cousins now on the line with us, so I will talk about the United States slides. A 4-pack in the US, imagine this, you get a 4-pack, you sell 3 boxes, gain a profit of over 200 and get your box for free. How cool is that? Same thing in Canada. Sell 3, keep yours for free, and you're able to get wholesale pricing and plus activate and qualify your position. Turn your social media into profit. That is how many of us are in countries all over the world by this social media platform and people seeing it and referring others. We have a very simple plug and play system, copy and paste. All the testimonials are there. All the answers to all the questions, it's all there for you. All you need to do is spend 20, 30 minutes learning it. It's so easy. And then you post. We were recently at a convention in Dallas, and the crowd was asked many times who came in because of a post on Facebook. 60% of the audience continuously held up their hands. So it works. The postings bring in your customers. Rick and Crystal's posting here, where together they lost 210 pounds. That brought in dozens of comments from my Facebook groups. So we'd like to encourage you to get yourself to the top pay position called Ultimate. And basically it's promoting 30 boxes over 30 days. You're looking at getting your box free plus $2,100 minimum in profit. If you got to Ultimate in your first 30 days, will you please put Ultimate beside your name in the chat? I would like our guests to see how very possible and very doable this is. So first thing, again, activate your position with 200 points so you're eligible to receive commissions. Just to remind you, a 4-pack in the US and Canada are both eligible to become a brand partner. I'd like to encourage you all to also put the Renew in the shopping cart. The 2 products go so well together. It's a happy marriage. You'll have those cortisol levels decrease and you'll sleep so well and feel so good, and you'll see rapid weight loss. We also have different product packs that are available for you. I'm going to buzz through them real quick. The person who invited you on board can share the contents with you, but the products on the slides were the ones that were discussed already with you tonight. Whenever you buy a power pack, there's always free extra value in the products. And of course, the higher the point value is going to put you higher up that rank towards your ultimate target. The best ultimate pack, get 30 packs, 3 times 10, 30 boxes, and start posting and just watch how quickly you're going to be able to retail those boxes. So you're looking at profits of about $2,143 for this investment. In the United States, we have various packs with our new products as well. And again, a free product comes into land here. And we also have the 10-pack in the United States. It brings your unit cost down to $88. And most people in the US sell it from $166 to $176. So you've got a good profit margin there. And I do recommend, if you're American on the call with us, to definitely go for the 30-pack. It lowers your unit cost to $77, and you're looking at profits of $2,700. So that's the best one to go for. We are voted the best compensation plan in the industry. We are paid several different ways. First, what you want to do is make sure you're eligible to be paid, right? We have so many different amazing products. The more you experience, the more you can talk about it, the more you can share, and the more your friends and family will purchase, because every single product is a golden product. So you'd like to sell or buy 100 points of product every 4 weeks, and that keeps you qualified to earn commissions and continue with your 30% discounts. So again, 30% you're going to get automatically in retail profits from any of the products. And here's another way we get paid, and I love this one. It's new volume bonus. It's like a fast start commission. Mary comes along and says, you know what? I don't want to be your retail customer. I'm going to buy 1,000 points and I'm going to start posting because I know everybody in Illinois. So if you were the 4-pack person and you activated your position with a 200-point purchase, you would make 15%, which is $150 from Mary's purchase. If you were at the business level, it would be 20% or $200. If you were at the ultimate level, it would be $300. It's that simple. Double the math. One sponsor said to me, Ricia, if the company wants to pay you extra money, never, ever leave money on the table. And I want to remind you that once you achieve this top pay ultimate position, you keep this status for your lifetime with our company. You never have to requalify again. So many people get the monkey off their back. They say, you know what, I'm going to buy an ultimate pack. I'll buy my 30 boxes or another one of the kits with varied product in it. And that way, as soon as you start talking to the likes of Mary or George or Henry or Sally, you're automatically going to be qualified for top paid commissions. So again, I just want to remind you the 3x10 packs in Canada is $35.70. The 30 pack in the US is $2,300. And that is indeed a great option to become ultimate right out of the gate. And there's certain tax advantages to that as well that you can talk to your accountant about. Another way we get paid is base commissions. It's basically a percentage on the activity that comes into your organization every single week. And there's one line that's going to be more powerful than the others. It's going to have more activity, and you're going to have other lines that we call your pay lines. You're going to earn 15% commission on all your lines combined, except the largest one, which is your power lake. So you're going to earn 15% on all those pay lakes. When in any given week you make $250 or more in base commissions, you yet get another 15% called savings bonus put aside for you towards you earning $10,000. 28 families celebrated their $10,000 bonus at our recent convention. The year before, there was only 10. Our company is in great momentum right now. In fact, we're number 2 in the world. I unlocked mine in only 14 months with our company. It rang into my bank account at close to 14,000 Canadian. Yes, that's right, US dollars. So I'd like to plan a trip to Africa. I want you to put in the chat, if you're Canadian and 14,000 landed into your account, what would you do with it? If you're American, I'd like you to say, what would you do with 10,000? Let's see what the dreams and goals are out there. Now, the gold status triggers at the same time that you unlock your ultimate if you're able to get that done in 4 weeks. And what it does is pays you a matching bonus on all the people you personally refer and 7 generations of the, or up to 6 more generations of the people they refer. For instance, Mary got a base commission check that Friday of $1,000. You would make a matching bonus check of $150. That's how it works. She talked to Henry. Henry made a $1,000 base commission check. You would make 10% because he's your second generation. And there's another $100 put aside, and it goes all the way down. In other words, you have 7 generations of pay for every single person that you invite into this program. It's very, very rich. And I'm wrapping it up with our lifestyle rewards. We also get paid lifestyle credits for everything we do in this business, whether it be climbing up rank, achieving ultimate, personally sponsoring customers and brand partners, and your monthly subscription. You get paid lifestyle credits all the way through, and you cash them in for these trips. It's that simple. It's so wonderful. They're all diamond vacations: Tahiti in 2024, Bahamas in July 2024, Punta Cana in April 2025, Bali in June 2025. And look where we're all going next time. April 29th to May 3rd is a beautiful trip to the Westin Maui in Kanapali. Wow. Who wants to come on that trip? Say me Maui. I want to see the me Mauis in the chats. And we've got 6 months for you to qualify to be on that trip with us. There's no reason why you can't. I was talking to the gal that actually went and sourced the hotel, and she's looking at 1,000 rooms booked. 178 went to Punta Cana, and she's looking at 1,000 for Maui. That is the momentum of this company. And now it gives me great pleasure to bring on board one of our top leaders in Alberta. She is an absolutely wonderful person, and she has an amazing story to share with us tonight, Brenda. But before I bring her up, I want you to see the transition for her as well, too. Brenda went through an incredible body change. Let's hear it from Brenda. Brenda, sorry for it being so late on tonight's call, and thank you so much for coming on board to be here with us.
Thank you, Ricia, for inviting me. Coming on this call. It's a pleasure to meet all these people, and some of them I have seen and have got to meet them. So yeah, it's great to see them all.
What is your
my
story,
journey-
Brenda? Who introduced you to the drops? How, or did you see a post? How did this happen?
I saw a post, and I watched a person for about 8 months before I actually reached out to the person that I signed up with. So I saw the post, I was watching, I was desperate at the time, didn't know what I was looking for. I was like, I had a doctor that he wanted to put me on Ozempic. He wanted to put me on metformin, other diabetic stuff. And it didn't really make sense to me because he told me I wasn't diabetic and I wasn't pre-diabetic and I wasn't type 2. And so I asked him, I go, why would you want to do that to me? I go, because like, to me, it didn't make sense. And then when you read about the side effects of Ozempic, and I thought, what is he trying to do? Like put me in a coffin? Like my anxiety was high. I was very anxious all the time. My body hurt. I am self-employed also as a hairdresser on a salon in town. And my body, I'd come home and I'd be in so much pain that I just wanted to cry. And I probably cried a lot of nights to sleep because it hurt so much. And then I decided that, okay, I have nothing to lose. So I got on a Zoom and I got to talk to a few people, and they guided me into a program that was, I did the shakes, and I did shakes, the probiotic, the drops, and what else? Restorix. And it was just the best decision I ever made because in the first 2 weeks when I first started, you guys, I did not lose not 1 pound in my first 2 weeks. I was devastated. I honestly thought that this is another one of these programs I'm going to spend a lot of money and not even get 1 pound off me. So I reached back out to one of my coaches, my mentors, and I asked him, and I said to her, I go, hey, why is my body rejecting this? That's what I was crying to her. I go, why? Why cannot this ever work for me? And she just said, she goes, okay, we need to check out the foods and see what you're doing. It turned out to be that I wasn't eating enough. So the old thinking is that eat less, do more, you're going to lose weight. Actually, it's not true. I started eating, and I started eating off our food plan, our guide that we had, and I never counted a calorie since. In 6.5 months, I lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it was, you know what? It was the best decision I ever did by losing the weight. I move around, but there was a lot of off-skill victories too. It was being able to walk into a regular blue jean store and be able to actually put on a pair of jeans that fit. And I stood there and I had it on, and my daughter, she actually took me, it was for my birthday, and she said to me, she goes, I want to buy you an outfit. I said, you don't need to buy me an outfit. She goes, no, Mom, I want to buy it for you. And so she took me out, and I these clothes don't fit me. And then she goes, oh no, Mom. She goes, they're going to fit you. You need to go in there. We're going to find you something. So I went in there. They kept being, I had big sizes, and I kept going smaller and smaller. And then when it came out, I used to be like 3XXX. I was all the way down to a 12.
Wow.
And
what a feeling for you.
So I came out of the dressing room and I had tears because I was just like, and my granddaughter was there. She goes, Grandma, are you okay? And I said to her, I go, I have never in my entire life been able to walk into a regular store and pick something off the rack and be able to put it on. And it's been like that for over 25 years. And so it was a journey. And so I was able to do that. And I will be with Partner Code coming up 2 years. I've kept the weight off for a year and a half. And I still use the products. I still use the drops. I love the way I feel on the drops. I love how I've got control. And when they talk about sugar stop, hands down, you got to have it. Everybody put that in your order. Do not even think about going through Thanksgiving or Christmas without sugar stop, because you just don't know how other people cook, and you know how it can set you off a little bit. And you know what? Get your sugar stop, put it in your cart, use it, and it's one of my favorite products that I like to use. And I do other products. I do the noni. I love the optimals. And what else? I just do it all. And I still do the shakes today. every day because like I said, I stand behind my chair at the salon. I don't have time to eat. I don't have time to cook. I don't make the time. So those shakes are totally they give you a full meal replacement. So get those shakes. It makes a difference. Even if you even do it for 28 days, if you guys are starting off, start off in the right foot. Start off, don't dabble in and just say, oh, I want to see what it will do in 1 month. It didn't take you 1 month to put on 100 pounds, or it didn't take you 1 month to put on 20 pounds. This has been calculated out over time. So you need to actually go in there and give yourself the time, and commit to at least 90 days. Do the 90 days, do. When you do that, you're going to look in the mirror. I still sometimes tap in the mirror and wonder if that person is still real, because I was plus size for over 25 years, and now I'm living my best life. I am building a business also with it. And you know what? The opportunity sky is beyond the limits, is what I would always say. So I don't know what else to say, you guys,
Well,
but it
Brenda,
was
I
like
do have a question.
Okay.
You are dependent on your mobility. You're a hairdresser, you have a salon, you're on your feet, you're cutting, you've got your elbows. How is that affected your job earning capacity since you've lost all this weight?
Well, I move a lot better. I work a lot of hours. I just always done that, and being in the salon, because I do have a lot of people, that come into me. I have a lot of my customers, clients, whatever friends you want to call them, my guests. They have also joined with the company, and they've also been using the product. The other thing I will say to you is that I lost 100 pounds, but I don't have skin that hangs on me. And, and that was one thing that I was really worried about, is if I was going to have all this droopy skin. So my mobility is way better. There's a park in Lethbridge here that's where I live. Henderson, it's about 3 kilometers, a little over 3 kilometers outside of the park. And I walk that pretty well every day now. It used to take me over an hour to do that. And I was dreading it every step that I took, because my knees hurt, my hips hurt, my body hurt, and I didn't want to do it. It took me so long to walk around. I now walk around that in less than 33 minutes.
Fantastic.
And it doesn't hurt anymore. So my ability gets better. And one of my biggest wins that I've ever had is when I got on a plane, I did not have to ask for the extension when I was sat down. And I used to have the extension, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, when I sat down the very first time, I only had like that much. It didn't matter because I didn't need the extension. But now I have this much, and my hips don't touch the other person. So those are all skill wins. Sometimes we get hung up, on the skills because we're not moving in the right direction. Look at yourself and really take a look at what's happening, because there's so many off skills victories. When my granddaughter puts her arms around me and she told me, she goes, Grandma, my arms connect around you. I can reach you. I can squeeze you harder. If that does not give you motivation to keep going, to make you feel better, there's nothing, because family is everything. So, those are the off skills, and go with those off skills. Don't go with always the number. I get hung up on the numbers, but my off skills, they actually enlighten me. Those are the ones I like to share the most.
Such great advice. Brenda, thank you so very much. And I want to salute you for your transition and for staying with the program. It would have been easy to quit, but you stayed with it. You reached out for help. And I want to celebrate your business success. You are a mentor to us, and we are really, really grateful to have you in our community.
Thank you so much, Ricia. And if I can give you guys one advice, don't quit, trust the process. And if you feel like today's the end of the world and that, you know what, you're just going to do it, reach out to somebody, because we've either been there, done it, and we made it through, and we're there for you too. So
Absolutely.
we are better together.
Thank you so much, Brenda.
Thank you.
Wow. Yet another amazing testimony. So you've heard it from Brenda, you heard it from Mike, you heard it from Lise, you heard it from myself. How will you know if the products are working? Well, you will have that more energy and better sleep and improved mood, the increase in your libido, reduction in inflammation. And it's not only that your genes look good, it's about that mobility, like Brenda just talked about on the airplane, better elimination, digestion, and less brain fog. All of those, you will feel it. You do feel it. Stay with the program. The products work. When you go to work tomorrow, when you go to that family barbecue, when you go to church on Sunday, everybody there has all of these same symptoms that we earlier talked about. We need to reach out and talk to people. When you see someone struggling, you need to get out of your comfort zone and talk to them and change that person's life. We offer over 100 products in 7 multi-billion-dollar industries. We sold well over 1 million bottles of Slenderies in 50 plus countries, 172 plus million bottles of Noni. We've won so many awards in our 2.5 years, so many awards. Voted #1 compensation plan. And we are #2 global momentum. Wow. For a new company, this is absolutely amazing. Are you a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in closing? A 1 is a person that says, I want the drops. I'm prepared to pay more money and buy retail. And that's good because we love our retail customers. The #2 person says, you know, I like a deal. I'd rather pay my $29.95 or $37.95 in Canada and become a brand partner or wholesale customer so I can save money. So if you're a 1 or 2, put that in the chat for me, please. If you're a 3, oh, you saw my 4 already. If you're a 3, I want to get on this health and wealth train and ride. Let's see the 3s. And how many 4s do we have that want to get on this health and wealth train and ride it big all the way to destination prosperity? 1 year from now, what will your story be when I have you on my call? Will you be telling me how great Maui was and the people on your team, the dozens and dozens of pounds of weight loss and the hundreds of people that you've helped? Will that be your story? Or will it be, well, you know what, Ricia, I'm still packing it and I'm still broke and I'm just hoping things will change out there someday? What will your story be? And I welcome you to have a joyous story like we are sharing with you. Darren Zobrist has a full quote, but first I want to start by it's becoming an African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Darren sweetened it up with, if you want to go fast and far, go with Partner Co. Live the dream, have the time, freedom, enjoy this great community. It's been mentioned by every speaker on this call. Enrolling is easy. There's a few packages. Choose the package that best fits your budget. Get yourself to Ultimate so you can be in the top pay. I welcome you to participate in our next call next Tuesday, October 14th. I'm going to stop the recording, but in a moment, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so very much to our speakers tonight. To Brenda Trekofski, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much to Lise Colles. Thank you to Mike Gibson. Thank you to the brand partners who have supported this call and to the guests, because this call is all about you. Thank you very much to Layla, my beautiful co-host. I appreciate each and every one of you. We will open it up for questions, but first we'll stop the recording.